Okay, Danu. Okay, so lipoprotein. So look again on the structure of the lipoprotein complex. Okay, where does the phospholipid, protein, triglyceride, and cholesterol located in terms of the structure, so that you can see why is it is important in terms of how can this lipoprotein complex carry cholesterol and fat through the blood. Because of this, it has both kind of phospholipid. It has both polar component and also non-polar component. Okay, another membrane glycerophospholipid that I include in this slide is steroid. Okay, I'm sure you're familiar with steroid. Is one of the anti-inflammatory drugs that have been used widely, okay, in medical. Okay, it also organic compound of dietary fat cholesterol, is part of the sex hormone and anti-inflammatory drug. Okay, but steroid okay, anti-inflammatory drug, macam contohnya my eldest daughter, she has eczema since baby. Okay, and she has been prescribed steroid, okay, to manage, okay, bila ada flare up kan, bila ada all that infection. Okay, but we know, okay, so okay, steroid is good, okay, as an anti-inflammatory drug, but you really need to understand the mechanism. So you really need to know how to use steroid, how long that you can use, how is it how much, okay, in terms of size, okay, okay, it should become one tiny bit, okay, because let's say if you apply this on skin, it can thinner your skin layer, okay, in specific, I can't remember. Okay, so there are duration times, there are the right procedure how to apply this. Okay, so you really need to understand. Okay, if you can avoid, please avoid. I think doctor will not simply prescribe steroid unless it's required. Okay, you need that. Okay, steroid, we know that is part of the cholesterol. Ini adalah general structure of cholesterol. So it has these 4 cycloalkane rings. Okay, we are going to discuss on structure of cholesterol later. Okay, on next class dalam biosynthesis of cholesterol. Okay, so basically this is the structure of steroid. Okay, another one is terpenite. Okay, terpenite. So you can see that this structure of terpenite is resulting from the combination of several isoprene units. So what is isoprene? So this is isoprene. Okay, isoprene unit. So we are going to meet isoprene again in the biosynthesis of cholesterol. So it involves, is one of the intermediate in cholesterol biosynthesis. Okay, so terpenite, okay, is another lipid derivative of membrane glycerophospholipid. So it's a naturally occurring organic compound found in all classes of living things. Okay, okay, another one, wax. Okay, I'm sure you know wax. Okay, it consists of long chain alkyl chain. Okay, typically esters of fatty acid and long chain alcohol. It can be biosynthesized by animal and plant. Okay, we also can synthesize wax chemically in the lab. Okay, it depends. So basically, this is the structure of wax. Okay, Okay, saya miss one point lagi on the prostaglandin. Okay, maybe okay, prostaglandin is another important membrane glycerophospholipid. I think that you should know. Maybe I will add on later baru teringat. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have discussed on the biosynthesis of glycerophospholipid. So there must be how it can be degraded. Okay. So it's a simple mechanism by hydrolysis reaction. Okay. And obviously, enzymes that will catalyze the hydrolysis, the degradation of glycerophospholipid is phospholipases, which it will cleave the phosphodiester bond. Okay. There are 4 types: phospholipase A1, A2, C, and D. Okay. Okay, phospholipase A1, A2 can be found in most mammalian tissues. We do have this enzyme. Okay. But phospholipase A2, okay, also can be found in pancreatic juice, toxins, and also in venoms. Okay, daripada snake or daripada bee. All right. For phospholipase C, okay, can be found in liver, okay, and also in several pathogenic bacteria that can dissolve cell membranes. Okay, but phospholipase D primarily it special. Okay, it only can be found in plant tissues. Okay, so now let's look. Okay, so every enzyme, it has their own specific location. Okay, A1 dekat carbon 1, A2 okay at carbon 2, okay, C and D, okay, one C dekat sini that at dekat phosphate, and D it will break down the linkages between any component that link to the phosphate group. Okay, so this one is the simple mechanism to understand on degradation of glycerol phospholipid. Okay, let's look on the reaction that catalyzed by phospholipase A1. Okay, so basically this enzyme remove fatty acid residue at carbon 1. Okay, phospholipase A1 will react at carbon 1. So by hydrolysis process, okay, it removes fatty acid residue at carbon 1. Okay, this fatty acid residue at carbon 1. So now you will get 2-acyl phospholipid. Okay, 2-acyl phospholipid. Okay, how about phospholipase E2? So phospholipase E2, it hydrolyzes fatty acid residue at carbon 2. Okay, so basically it will produce this 1-acyl lysophosphatide. Okay, phosphatide. Okay, 1-acyl lyso. Okay, 1-acyl lysophosphatide. Okay, 1-acyl. Satu je. Okay, so A2, this enzyme A2, basically it also involved in phosphatidyl inositol. Okay, phosphatidyl inositol. Sorry, phosphatidyl inositol. Okay, so when phospholipase A2 react on phosphatidyl inositol, it will release this arachidonic acid. Okay, arachidonic acid. Okay, so this is important enzyme juga lah on phosphatidyl inositol. Okay, for C and D, okay, depends. Okay, kalau C, it removes phosphate ester. Okay, it cleaves the bond between phosphate and glycerol from membrane lipids. So basically, kalau dekat phospholipase C, we will produce 1,2-diacylglycerol. Okay, so it involves also in activation of protein kinase. Okay, and for phospholipase D, we produce this lysophosphatidic acid. Okay, and it is produced during membrane hydrolysis in blood platelet and also injured cells. All right. So there are 4 phospholipase enzymes that involve in the degradation of glycerophospholipid. Okay, how about degradation of sphingomyelin? Okay, so sphingomyelin enzyme dia mestilah sphingomyelinase. Okay, sphingomyelinase of lysosome hydrolyze sphingomyelins to ceramide and phosphorylcholine. Okay, basically it ceramide then can further degrade it to sphingosine and also free fatty acid. Okay, macam tak complete je saya punya ni. Yeah, I think so. Tak complete ni. Missing. Missing. Okay, let me check. Okay, and I will update slides later. Okay, another important part okay, we know that degradation of sphingomyelins, it requires this enzyme. Okay, sphingomyelinase daripada lysosome. Okay, so lysosome storage disorder. Okay, so there are many metabolic disorders that related to lysosomal dysfunction. Okay, lysosomal dysfunction, maybe there's a deficiency in terms of enzyme. We know that every metabolism pathway, there are many enzymes, okay, involved in every reaction. So when there's a deficiency of enzyme, it will cause metabolic disorder. Okay, it's either inherited, it's either rare metabolic disorder. So okay, it will tell us what are the disease, what are the problems that related to this lysosomal storage disorder. Okay, so basically these are the medical conditions, okay, that falls under lysosomal storage disorder. Okay, we have this generalized gangliosidosis. We have Tay-Sachs disease, okay, Gaucher disease, Niemann-Pick disease, Sandoff disease, and Fabry disease. So basically, all these medical condition, okay, there is a defective enzyme that leads to this condition. Okay, so we are going to look, okay, at what are the what does this enzyme, what is the role of this enzyme? So what led to the deficiency of this enzyme? So it will lead to, okay, many problems. Okay, accumulation of metabolite. So bila ada accumulation of metabolite, okay, we can see all these symptoms will present and will appear. Okay. For example, Niemann-Pick disease. So it's an autosomal recessive disorder. Do you understand what is autosomal recessive disorder? Autosomal recessive. What can you understand by the term? Anyone?
It's not sex-linked.
Sorry?
Not sex-linked.
Yes, we can mention that. So basically, in general term, we can say it involves some gene. Okay, gene. There is a mutation in terms of gene that being inherited, inherited. Okay, to the babies, to the kids. Okay, autosomal recessive disorder. So recessive, okay. So you need to understand the term, okay, recessive and autosomal. So autosomal recessive disorder. Okay, contoh there is a mutation in terms of enzyme, in terms of gene. Okay, bila there is a deficiency of enzyme. Okay, so that problem with gene. So enzyme cannot, the pathway itself cannot undergo in a right order. So there is an accumulation of metabolite that involved in that pathway. Okay. Okay, we can see that Niemann-Pick disease, there is it involves a defective in sphingomyelinase enzyme. Okay, we know that sphingomyelinase enzyme is the enzyme that involved in the degradation of sphingomyelin. Okay. So when the sphingomyelin cannot be degraded, okay, let's say there must be certain concentration. So when it accumulates, okay, in a very high concentration, it's not in a uncontrolled concentration in the brain, spleen, and liver. So that all the symptoms related to this accumulation of this sphingomyelin, we can see either in infants or in kids. Okay, it will lead to mental retardation and early death. Okay, you can have a look. Okay, try cari Google on Niemann-Pick disease. Okay, you can see there are many symptoms. Okay, macam tadi worst. Okay, worst part, it can lead to mental retardation, early death. Okay, so this is the basically okay, it's not the right. Okay. Okay, so basically, if you look at this, so this diagram, this pathway basically is a degradation of ganglioside. Okay, degradation of ganglioside. Okay, look at the first reaction. Okay, when there is a deficiency of beta-galactosidase enzyme. Okay, so there is a accumulation, so it cannot be degraded. Okay, it cannot be converted to this GM1 from GM1 to GM2. So there is accumulation of GM1. So this condition known as a generalized gangliosidosis. Okay. Okay, let's say there is a deficiency of enzyme hexosaminidase. Okay, so this deficiency of this enzyme will cause the accumulation of this GM2, and this explain on the disease known as a Tay-Sachs disease. Okay. Okay, so kalau tengok pula dekat Gaucher disease. So this is the enzyme that deficiency in this enzyme glucocerebrosidase. Okay, glucocerebrosidase enzyme. Okay, kalau Niemann-Pick disease, okay, there is a deficiency of sphingomyelinase. So that the sphingomyelin cannot cannot be degraded into ceramide. Okay, so you can see is a complex, okay, is a complex pathway, and it involves different enzymes, hexosaminidase, myelin, Gaucher, is interrelated, okay, with each reaction. You can see that one deficiency of one enzyme can lead to medical condition. Okay, kita ada cystic disease, Sandorf disease, fibrous disease, Gaucher's disease, okay, Niemann-Pick disease. So it is very important, kan? Okay, all the enzymes, okay, yang ada dekat dalam badan kita ni they are very important in order to perform all the reactions involved in whatever pathway, whatever metabolism. They have a very important role to make sure we can have, okay, everything is in order, okay, it can function well, organs can do whatever that they need to do. Okay, all right, so this one is the success, okay, deficiency in hexosaminidase A. So we know that it accumulation of gangliosides GM2. So nanti dalam, this is one of the images that they can detect if there is a deficiency of enzyme. So it's autosomal, okay, is involve mutation of gene, so that led to deficiency of enzyme. Okay, shell-like inclusions in neuronal cells. So macam mana kan? So this is the electron micrograph. Okay, abnormal ganglioside deposits in the lysosome. So it will lead to retardation in development, paralysis, blindness, and death by the age of 3 or 4 years. Okay, kalau dah ada because it affect brain, okay, it affect brain, so you can expect much, okay, in terms of the development, kan? Okay, kalau panjang umur, rezeki, okay, but these are the effect, okay, bila when we have, okay, some problem with gene and everything. So ni memang, if you look at the symptoms, okay, we can't imagine if that person have okay, panjang umur, kan, okay, can live, okay, in a long run. So how can they survive, okay, with paralysis, blindness, okay? So yeah, all right. So this one is Niemann-Pick, okay, this is how the symptoms, okay, that but it's not that easy to determine if, because it involves some gene, some so they really need to understand, okay, but they can start with all these symptoms, okay, before they can narrow down to, is it involve gene, okay, mutation of gene, or is it organs, or is it something? So in order to conclude that they have some deficiency of enzyme, is not that easy, right? But yeah, hepatomegaly, okay, hepatomegaly, you know, this is the term, okay, hepatomegaly, okay, the enlargement of hepa, liver, kan? So enlargement of liver, okay, swollen, dia membesar, okay, splenomegaly, spleen, all right, thrombocytopenia, bleeding, bruising, anemia, fatigue, okay, so okay, it involves central nervous system as well, okay, and also bone disease, lung disease, okay, cirrhosis. So these are the symptoms, okay, in terms of this lysosome storage disease. Okay, I think that's it for today's class. Okay, ada soalan tak? Oh, ada lagi tak?
Ada, doktor.
Ingat tak
Tak
ada
ada
dah.
question.
Okay, alright. Okay. So from okay. Do you want some tutorial for the topic?
Nah.
Okay, kalau nak tutorial, I will prepare the tutorial questions. Okay, I will upload in the Putra Blast. So basically tutorial will cover on Friday punya class lah. Okay. So Danu, can you help me to arrange another maybe 1 hour, 2 hours class untuk next Thursday? Next Thursday saya tak ada tau. Next week punya Thursday. Saya tak ada. But I will see you again on Friday. Asyik baik sempat jumpa kan, last class dah tu.